What's up guys and welcome. You are watching Fazi Fitness. So let's start this video with the update from Andrew Jacked, as well as the official confirmation that Andrew is going to do Texas Pro in about 4 weeks time from now. So the world of bodybuilding has been waiting for his return to the stage because this is a special athlete. I mean, the guy has the height, he has the width, plus he has the size as well, and he has one of the craziest genetics in the men's open bodybuilding right now. And not just right now, in the history of the sport. Plus there is that element of surprise as well, because Andrew has stayed covered up all this time. The last physique update that we saw from him that was seen on the Pittsburgh Pro guest posing stage, and he definitely looked super sized and really huge at that event. So I have zero doubts that anyone can actually stop Andrew from becoming 3 times Texas Pro champion this year. But the real question is that, with his first real off season under his belt, since he turned pro, how high can he place at this year's Miss Olympia? Because that is the end game. That is the ultimate goal. So Andrew was 8th at his Olympia debut back in 2022, and he was 5th last year. So in an ideal scenario, Andrew should move up at least a couple of spots this year. But the thing is, Nick Walker wasn't in the mix last year, and that is also going to play a major factor at this upcoming Miss Olympia. Maybe if Andrew can release an update hitting a side shot, or maybe a back shot this close to the show, we will be able to see how much did he improve, especially on his weak body parts, like the thickness on the side of his legs or his hamstrings, because his front shots are already Miss Olympia worthy. But as of right now, it seems like they want to keep it a surprise. So where do you guys see Andrew placing at this year's Miss Olympia? Can he crack top 3? Can he beat a guy like Samson Dauda and Nick Walker? Hunter Labrada also just released his 8.5 weeks out physique update from his first show of the season, Italy Pro. And yes, that's Terence Huffin, who is undoubtedly one of the best posers in classic physique division, overseeing Hunter do quarter tens and other mandatories as well. So Hunter has now entered into that phase of his prep, where every minute detail counts. All that hard work that he put in this off-season, that will be revealed in Italy. And this is gonna be Hunter's first time competing there, so he's gonna make sure that he shows up at his all-time best. So if Nick Walker comes into discussion every single time we talk about Miss Olympia first call-out, why not put Hunter Labrada in that discussion as well? Specifically this year, where he has put on tons and tons of size. His back thickness is looking absolutely ridiculous. His arms are looking so humongous. Plus the fact that he has better shape and better V-taper than Nick Walker. He flows extremely well top to bottom, because he really isn't missing anything. Yes, Hunter hasn't been the most consistent guy when it comes to peaking 100% on the day of the show. But we did see his potential at Tampa Pro last year. He was in a phenomenal condition at that show. So the man has stayed extremely lean throughout this offseason. And the point at which he started this prep, that was extremely impressive. And lastly, there has been a lot of focus on posing and presentation. So he has checked every single box this year, at least up until now. So I really think that people are kinda sleeping on Hunter this year. And I truly believe that he's gonna shock a lot of people this time. So do let me know what you guys think. Can Hunter Labrada beat a guy like Nick Walker at this upcoming Miss Olympia? And can he get back into that first call out of 5 guys? Next up, we have an update from the Persian Wolf, Hadi Choopan. So Hadi, we all know, doesn't normally post a lot of updates, but it is really great to see him more active on Instagram, especially since the Olympia last year. So there will most probably be one more physique update, just like the one he posted when he was 8 weeks out of Miss Olympia last year. And then he's gonna go all covered up, all the way till the showtime. So this is gonna be Hadi's 6th Miss Olympia of his career. And what a great one he had so far. So Hadi has never placed outside of the top 4. In fact, he only placed 4th once, and that was back in 2020. And that was because of the fact that he arrived in US less than 24 hours before the Olympia. So Hadi was 4th after the prejudging. But after getting another 24 hours to dry out more, and after getting rid of all the water, he was straight 2nd at the finals of that Olympia. Yes, he was able to beat both Phil Heath and Brandon Carey at the finals. So an argument can be made, and a lot of fans will agree that Hadi deserved a better placing than that. Plus, same was the case last year as well. I don't think there would have been any complaints if Hadi won last year. Yes, Derek had way better back. Yes, he had way better flow. Yes, he has a lot better statics. The fact of the matter is Hadi Choopan was more harder, he was more drier, and he had the best conditioning out of all the guys on the stage. Derek was harder and drier in the hamstrings and the glutes, but Hadi was so far ahead in the front shots. Now fast forward to 2024. The Hadi that we saw at this year's Arnold, especially the one in Columbus, That was one of the best physiques to ever step on any bodybuilding stage in a long time. So in the words of Chris Aceto, Hadi just gave the bodybuilding world a tutorial on what a perfect peak looks like, and that this is how you peak for a bodybuilding show. So we are at 13 weeks out of this year's Mr. Olympia, and the stakes are higher than ever. And I'm gonna say this again, this is gonna be a battle. So Van Pro Show is now only 4 days away, and we have an update from Beef Stew. So just by looking at that caption, you can tell that he cannot wait to end this prep. So he is a strong candidate for the win here in Van Pro. And in case he wins, he can still have a nice little break, go for a little off season, and then get back on the prep for Mr. Olympia. So Stu has been dieting for quite some time now. He was one of the first guys who committed to doing New York Pro, and he was peeled for that show, and that is why he got rewarded 4th place there. And 4th place in that kind of lineup, that was a huge accomplishment. So California Pro on the other hand was a big disappointment for him, because all of us thought that it's gonna be Tony Burton versus Beef Stew, and they are gonna be the ones fighting for the title here. But it all went south for Beef Stew at that show, and he placed 4th. So this is most probably gonna be Stew's last show of the season, irrespective of where he lands. So it's actually not a myth that when bodybuilders try to stay so lean for such a long period of time, the chances of them hitting their peak show after show, especially on the day of the show, that decreases, because the body sometimes starts fighting back. So Stu in his recent updates looks right on the money. He has got the size, he has got the width as well, plus we know he can get insanely peeled as well. So all he has to do is to bring that same New York Pro look, and he has a solid chance of winning this show. So whenever the topic of Rubil Mosquera comes up, everyone starts talking about his shoulders, that they aren't big enough, especially in comparison to the rest of his body, his legs, his chest, his arms. So here is Rubil, hitting some delts with his trainer Chris Cormier, less than 3 weeks out of Dubai Pro. So the other 3 guys, Nathan Diesha, Behrouz Tabani and William Bonac, that we just saw compete against each other in the last few weeks. So these guys went back and forth beating each other. But Rubil on the other hand is gonna be the X factor here. I mean, he is one of the most unique bodybuilders out of all these guys, or in any kind of lineup he is very unique. So he is gonna outmuscle all of them, and that too by quite some margin. How? We all know how big Samson's quads are, and Rubil was able to make them look small last year at Prague. And we have to keep in mind, the guy is just 28 years old, so it is only a matter of time for this guy. He's gonna be discussed as a top Olympian in the upcoming years. So the judging at this upcoming Dubai Pro, that is gonna be very interesting. We will have entirely different physiques on the stage. Rubil is a great definition of a mass monster. He has that thick waist, plus he has that thick neck as well. While on the other hand, guys like Behrouz Tabani, they have very streamlined physiques. He has a super small waist. While Nathan Diesha and William Bonac on the other hand has this crazy muscle maturity, an insane amount of muscle density. So Rubil is a very exciting talent, and his attendance at this upcoming Miss Olympia, that will only make it more interesting. So hit the thumbs up button if you liked the video, and smash the subscribe button if you wanna come back for more. Thanks for watching.